Alright, so before the review actually begins, I just want to say, to me, this project was way better than his debut, I Told You. And he actually addresses like some of the criticism of I Told You on Hate to Say on this album, but we'll get right into that once we like go through the track listing. So let's get right into the review. So the album starts off with just a short poem titled Memories. It's the first track. It's not really a song, it's an intro poem, basically captivating the album in general, and I thought it was a pretty good written poem. Moving on, we have track 2, Old Friends, New Foes. And New Foes is so fire. Basically the first part is Old Friends, where he's basically singing old friends become strangers, new friends become dangerous, like that whole singing part, which is cool and stuff. But the bars on like New Foes are so amazing. I love the Pac lines in here. Basically there's a bunch of bars in here, and I love the in the six since Pac now got the bald head with the Pac flow, neck looking like Pablo with the key stuff, and like there's a bunch of that whole rhyme scheme in there is amazing. And I love the part where he goes, you got a million ways to get it. Well, I got 1,000,005. Only the trailer survived. Like that whole thing, I thought was pretty dope as well. And there's a bunch. He actually makes there's another line here where he's like, a lot of rap and R&B people popped off my sound. Then I hit him with the southpaw. Thought it was interesting because I know like a lot of people are like, oh no, Tory Lanez is like a carbon copy of Drake, and like Tory Lanez is like, no, I inspired like a lot of these new wave like R&B acts, and now people are trying to like downplay like what I've contributed, which I thought was dope. Talk your shit, Tory. Moving on, we have track 3, Shooters. Now we got the song prior to the album. I think it was one of the first songs to get released. Now this song definitely reminds me of Trophies, because of the Trophy songs by Drake, because of the trumpets in the song, so that's why it reminds me of that. But it has the same like kind of like song structure, but I thought the song was fire. I like this way better than Trophies anyways, but I thought this was fire as well. Moving on, we have track 4, For Me, and I thought this was decent. I thought it was a solid singing track for Tory. I think the only thing is the way he says "for me" is kind of like, why are you saying it like that? But overall, I thought it was a decent song. He pretty much, it's a pretty like repetitive song. He kind of just, it's a feel good like, oh, I drink for me, and then I roll up for me, and like I don't know, but the way he says "for me" at the end is kind of like But moving on, we have track 5, Skirt Skirt. I thought this was a solid song. We got this prior to the release of the album, and I thought this was definitely a solid summer song. Nothing too much to say about here. I do like the instrumental here. How it feels like all like let me not say that, but I do like the instrumental here. How just the feel of the instrumental. I was gonna say something, but I decided to scrap that. Moving on, we have track 6, Benevolent. Now this song, after the beat switches up like around like the 2-minute mark, I love that like soulful instrumental that hits. That shit is fire. And I do like the bars he's spitting on like the second half of this track. He makes a reference to there's a bunch of like cool lines in here, but he makes a reference to 9/11 and Ed Sheeran, basically how like Ed Sheeran like put him on to like fancier watches, and the whole like 9/11 where he says, I never said it though I kind of said it. I'm cruising through New York City in a 9/11, used to fuck Julie around 9/11. I forget that I'm demonetized, so now I can curse as how many times I want. He actually makes a reference in the song to where he spent like 35,000 like a Gucci store because the guy was like racist, and then Charlemagne gave him Donkey of the Day. It's like, oh, why would you spend your money at a racist establishment? Why not just go home? And then he makes a line how like, oh, Charlemagne said I was stupid. I spent 35 racks in the Gucci store, and I came back the next day and I spent 35 more. And you know what's funny? I went and like I saw the video of like the Breakfast Club addressing this, and like someone in the comments was like, yo, Charlemagne, just give him Donkey of the Day again. I don't know why, but that shit was so funny. But overall, yeah, this is a great song. I love the transition in the 2-minute mark, just strict bars. Moving on, we have track 7, Real Thing, featuring Future. Now we got this song prior to the release of the album, and I love this song. I just love how like this is more of a Tory Lanez singing track, and Future does his thing on this. I thought Future's was solid. Doesn't contribute too much. Oh my god, I just started playing on my phone. But I do like the chorus, how he goes, told her to pop that on a jet ski. She said, I mean, like, if you let me, blah, 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 real thing. And then he repeats, like, the real thing over and over again. I thought that was pretty dope. So overall, a solid song. Definitely Future on the song, I thought it was solid. Like, it didn't contribute, like, crazy, but this is one of the songs I go back and listen to it. So moving on further down in the album, we have this track that everyone's talking about. It's called Hate to Say, and it's basically like Tory Lanez's open like diary on how like he's reflecting on the games, like the beef he had. He also mentioned how he had beef. He patched things up with Drake, and how like after he did that, more doors started opening from him. Because a lot of people, I could assume like a lot of people in the industry are friends with Drake, and then Drake and Tory had beef before, so they're like, oh, I'm not gonna work with Tory because I'm friends. I'm working with Drake, and blah blah blah. It sounds like silly when you hear it, but it's honestly what goes on. And he mentions that. He also mentions how like people keep comparing him to like The Weeknd, Party Next Door, Drake, Roy, like these other artists in not Roy Woods, but like the other artists in Toronto. And it's like, look, we're from the same city, so our sounds are gonna be similar. And I kind of agree with that. Like, you can't say like, oh, Tory Lanez is biting The Weeknd, Drake, all these other artists. Like, maybe he's influenced because he's from the same city. So like, you have a bunch of Atlanta artists that sound like other Atlanta artists. So I don't see the problem. But you have a lot of New York artists that sound like artists from New York. So it's understandable. If people around you are making a kind of music, you're gonna be influenced by that kind of music. It's kind of just common sense there. And yo, Playboi Carti got some stray bars here too. Basically Tory Lanez goes at people who are saying, oh, don't remix my song. He's like, shut up, you little bitch, I'm gonna remix the shit anyways. And I love that, especially in hip-hop. Like, you can't tell someone not to remix your song. Like, fucking, like, really. It's basically Tory Lanez coming at Playboi Carti and Pierre Bourne, because they were like, oh, don't remix Magnolia, we're not sending you the beat. So Tory Lanez's producer remade the beat, and Tory Lanez killed it lyrically, and they were like really upset about that. Tory Lanez, but it's so dumb. It's like, it's hip hop. People are gonna remix whatever they fucking want. So yeah, let me see if I missed anything in this track. That's all. He mentions the 35,000 in the Gucci store again. He mentioned working with Meek and a bunch of other things as well. But that's pretty much the basis of the song, is just him apologizing to like him, Travis Scott and Drake, and then him saying like, can't like sure compare me to other people, but they're from like the same city or like the same area. That's why I'm making music that sounds like them, because I'm from their area, which is a pretty good argument to have. And him basically dissing Playboi Carti and Pierre Bourne. And I just thought it was funny how just how like, I don't know, the whole like you can't remix songs to me is so dumb. Like, it's hip hop. Like, people are gonna fucking remix songs if they want to. But all I really have for that track, that track is a great song too. The instrumental for that is fire. Moving on, we have BID and Bust It Down, basically, and we got this song prior to the release of the album, and I'm kind of questioning why this was released as a single. Not that it's a bad song, but it's not like a super catchy song either. So it's kind of making me wonder like why he picked this song as opposed to like other songs on the project that we'll get into. Because personally, I see track 16, Hypnotize, I see that being Tory's summer hit, and I hope Tory Lanez and his label push that song, because that song I definitely see major push for Hypnotize, but we'll get into that track as well when we move down. Moving on, we have 48 Floors featuring Mansa, and he does this. He has a line here where he's like summer coming, fall back, and I thought that was pretty dope as well. And Mansa killed the song, by the way. Mansa's verse on this is amazing, so definitely check out this track. Check out Mansa, because he definitely did this thing on here. I'm gonna check his music out actually after this review is done, because that thing was fire. But moving on, we have BBWWX Fake Show. Now, this song where like Tory Lanez started rapping like the alphabet, it reminded me of Lil Wayne when he like rapped like the whole entire alphabet, and like people were like going crazy about it. He basically does something similar on this track, so definitely check it out if you're a fan of Wayne. It reminded me of that for sure. Moving on, we have Dance For Me featuring Nav. Now, oh wait, I want to talk about something first. For BBWWX Fake Show, there's a slow up when it like the song moves on to. There's a lot of double tracks on this project, but there's a slow up in the beat when it gets to like Fake Show, and I thought that was pretty fire. Moving on, we have Dance For Me featuring Nav. Now, Nav killed this verse. I'm super excited for a Nav project. I've been dying to get new Nav music, but Nav like slayed this song. Definitely the highlight of the song was having Nav on it for me. Nav killed this as well. So yeah, definitely super excited for this. Was a great song. I know people have been waiting for this collaboration for like a long time, and we finally got it. But Nav killed this. I'm super excited for a new Nav project. Moving on, we have 50 Cent on Pieces, and it was definitely refreshing to hear 50 Cent rap after such a long time. I haven't heard him rap in the longest time. I know he had like a guest verse somewhere, but I just haven't checked it out, and it's been so long since I heard 50 Cent. Especially I grew up in the era where like 50 Cent was like pop and shit and stuff. So it was really refreshing to hear him rap again. And especially this song is one of those hip hop like storytelling tracks. Tell tracks of two people. One abused female and one of not abused but of unfortunate kid. Let's just put it on that. And very vivid storytelling by Tory Lanez. Definitely check the track out if you're a fan of like the whole hip hop, like telling a story on like fallen people. G Herbo actually has a song like this on his album, similar to this. It's titled Malcolm. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of G Herbo. Moving on, we have track 14. Moving towards the end of the album, we have Connection featuring Fabulous, Devo, and Poema Ford. Excuse me if I said that wrong. And just this song is more of a relationship oriented song. The chorus on this track is so fire. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think the chorus is definitely Tory Lanez and Pola. Now, the chorus, just to like read your lyrics off, is I love the connection, yeah, good sexing, yeah, finishing your body, good love and good sex for you, shorty. I want you to let it be known that I'm the only on that. I want you to let it be known. And it moves on to her part where it goes, we got the connection, like the same opening lines, and then it goes, you want to teach me a lesson, got my body confessing. So I thought that was pretty dope how like Tory Lanez and the female singer on the track were pretty fire. Definitely, I have to listen to the song more because this song was definitely fire. And just Fab's verse on this, I thought Fab's verse was great because you have Tory Lanez singing in between like his verse, and it sounds so godlike. So yeah, definitely one of the highlights of this song as well. And you have Davo's, I'm assuming this is Davo. You have his outro as well, which is great. So yeah, overall great song. Definitely listen to it. This is probably a really good song. This is one of the definitely, I don't want to say better because like all these songs are fire, but this is definitely a highlight of the album. Moving on, we have Hillside featuring Wiz Khalifa, and Mansa makes an appearance on the track as well. So definitely heavy Mansa presence on this album, which is good because Mansa's a great artist. And overall, this is just a general like feel good track. Just the chorus, you the one I slide to the hillside, you're gonna keep it tight for the hillside. When it's late at night, you see my real side. Like, that was dope. Tory Lanez singing, vocal performance was great on the song as well. And Wiz's verse, it was pretty solid. Like, I'm not expecting a super lyrical like onslaught by Wiz, but I thought he complemented the song well. And Tory Lanez and Mansa singing on the song together was really a highlight for me. Moving towards the end of this project, now we have this track, Hypnotized, and I'm calling it now like I call Tempo being a hit off Chris Brown's album. This song is definitely going to be a summer hit. I definitely see it. Someone said there's a Chainsmoker sample in here. I can't seem to like find anything on that yet, but I'll probably look on who sampled later and figure that out, or looked on Rap Genius. Someone said I could kind of hear it too. Like, it sounds like Chainsmoker sound, so I could kind of hear it, but I'm not too sure. But this song is definitely like a summer vibe, like summer hit song. This is definitely, like, I see this being Tory Lanez's next hit. And like it's not crazy songwriting. It's just like super catchy to me. Like, the instrumental is amazing, and Tory Lanez singing on here is amazing. That's pretty much why I see this being a summer hit, and I feel like it definitely will be. So only time will tell, really. So moving on, we have track 17, Happiness Tell Me, and this is basically where Tory Lanez addressing all the criticism that people have of him, the samples, him remixing songs, the samples, him remixing songs, just the beef he has, like his rapping, just him addressing everyone, basically telling, like, he starts off like everything where he's like, tell me how you feel about me, and he's like, tell me how you hate, like, I sample this, tell me how you hate that I kill every song I'm on, tell me how you hate how I like write choruses and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what the song is all about. Moving on, we have track 18, Don't Die, and I forgot to mention one thing. I definitely forgot to mention this. On Hate to Say, he also just was like that random, like, you remember that random R&B dude that said Tory Lanez stole his tag? He actually does this him too, which I thought was pretty funny because, like, random caught a stray couple bars there. But moving on, we have the last track on the album, which is Don't Die. Now, this song definitely reminded me of, if you guys remember, the Letter to My City track off the new Toronto, and it's thematically similar to that. It doesn't sound the same, but it's thematically similar. It's basically him reflecting on, like, just the city, and just like him coming up as well. It's full of bars. There's the Blackwood backwards line, which I thought was dope in here as well. And overall, the song is basically just full of bars like that. And yeah, that's pretty much the album. I thought it was a very great album. Definitely a great sophomore album. Definitely, so I feel like would solidify Tory Lanez as an artist, and definitely better than his debut, I told you as well. If I had to give this album a rating, I would probably give it 8 out of 10. Around there, 8, 9 out of 10. For me anyways, as a Tory Lanez fan. And yeah, all I really have, because I give it that rating because there's songs for like the people who like the R&B type of Tory, the singing Tory, and there's a bunch of songs for people who like the rapping Tory. So yeah, all I really have, great album. Shout out to Tory Lanez. Peace out.